of paying that much, that money, as I've indicated that I did not start working through him. I started years before, long before he was appointed Minister of Mines. So I didn't see logic why he should be given that money. So I refused to give him that money. That is where we had friction with him. We had serious problems until that matter was known by the president, the former president. We were invited, the two of us, to meet the president, the former president. So we met him, and we had a meeting which took almost 5.5 hours. And in that meeting, I told the former president that, look, I'm being persecuted by the minister because I've refused to pay him the 10 million which he has demanded. So the president reprimanded him in my presence and told him that he has got no right to demand money from investors. So I left the meeting being a very happy man because he confirmed, the former president did confirm my president that he was not allowed to do that. But to my surprise, after that meeting,
just a minute, point of clarity, Honorable Mnengam.
Thank you, Chair. If you can also just go further by maybe just informing us what was his reply when the president reprimanded him. Did he accept that indeed he had asked some monies from you when the president asked, when the former president asked him?
Yeah, thank you, Honorable. Yes, before the president, former president reprimanded him, he was asked to respond. By then, when he had panicked, he was shaking like this. The former president asked him several times to respond. He did not respond anything. He did not respond. Because he was asked to respond and he could not respond.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I just want to confirm from Mr. Kurotwi, the meeting was really for 5 hours. Because there's a register that you entered in when you get into the State House, and when you were coming out, you entered also. So was it really for 5 hours?
Yes, it was. What the reason why?
I think, members, let's seek clarity. I think questions will come in. I think in terms of clarity, that's what we need to seek. So let him finish. Thanks. Okay.
Thank you very much. So I will lose track of my thing. Right. After our meeting, that was when I was arrested, accused of misrepresenting information to him that there was a company which was supposed to invest 2 billion into Chiazwa, and that company did not invest that money. And we had litigation which took almost 6-7 years. After that, I was acquitted of any wrongdoing. After my acquittal, I went back to the ministry asking for restoration. I couldn't get joy. I also wrote several letters to the former president. I also didn't get joy. After the former minister Chidakwa left, I've also written to the new minister, Honorable Chitando, and I'm still waiting for the response. I haven't get any response to that. And I've also written to the president, His Excellency Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa, and I'm still waiting for the response. The third one, I have written to Zach. I haven't received response also up to date. That is in brief what we have done.
You did favor us with a copy that is signed. What I want you to do is to confirm that this is your copy which you signed, so I will hand it over to you, and most of our questions will come from the copy after you've confirmed it, so the copy will be shown to you. And if you would just confirm that yes, it is true that this is your copy, this is your signature. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In fact, I forgot, because you wanted to know how much we have mined.
Okay, that's okay, but just confirm that copy so that we don't
Yes,
do that up and down.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. So, members, that document is confirmed to have originated from him. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we have also asked it, wanting to know how much we have mined. We started mining in end of 2009, and we were doing monthly production recordings, which I will also furnish you with the summary of what we produced. The first month we mined was in December 2009. We produced 57,000 carats, 537. January, we produced 115,699.15. In February, we produced 173,315.77. In March, we produced 215,000 carats, 650.65. April, 152,726.3. In May, 155,069.6. June, 92,979.35. July, 160,999.35. August, 102,000. September, 140,000. October, 144,734. November, 206,463.25. The total production we did during our time was 1,717,174.42. This was the production we did. And during this time we were mining, that's when I said we were having serious issues with KP. So we were not authorized to sell diamonds. So we were mining, stockpiling them. Our office then were in Mutare. That's where Canada offices were. Before we were chucked out of our mine, we have made 2 sales of 10.6 million each.
Sorry, if you say you were chucked out, what are you saying?
Right. After I was arrested, the Canadian miners were taken by Marangi. What was called Marangi was actually Canadian They were using Canada equipment, everything. They only changed name from Canada to Marange. So when they took over, we stopped to receive any dividend whatsoever. So that mine was now owned 100% by Marange Resource. We left 1,400,000 carats in our Mutare votes. We also left $10.6 million with MMCZ and all the mining equipment which I have mentioned, which was now used by Marange. And we understand Marange, there is now a new entity called ZCDC, which has taken over. So the same equipment is still being used by the new entity, Zimbabwe Diamond Consolidated Company.
Sorry, Chair.
Yes, what's your point of clarity?
Sorry, Chair, I've heard the issue of 1.7 million carats, but can you put it in monetary terms so that we get to know what it is that he's talking of in terms of value? He has given us that they mined 1.7 million carats. Can you put it in monetary value? He had started saying he had two sales, one of 10.6 million, but can you put it in monetary terms? Can you continue on that?
Yeah, I think it's only fair to have a total figure that does attach to those carats.
During that time's value, it was around 150 million US dollars.
Could I just clarify something, Honorable Chair? Have you at all made any attempts to get back your equipment? Perhaps attempts such as approaching the courts?
It's an important question, so I'll give you an opportunity to ask. All I want is to ensure that. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I heard Mr. Kurotwi mentioning the quantity of diamonds in terms of carats. What I wanted to find out, the quantity of these diamonds, were they graded, and what was the value per carat on those diamonds? That, because you can say I have 1 million carats, but were they $100 per carat, or was it $50 or $15 or $2 per carat? I just needed that point of clarity.
That's a good point of
And
clarity.
then
Were they raw
also,
diamonds, or they were already polished diamonds?
when he mentioned that they wanted to invest $1 billion over the lifespan, what I wanted to find out from him is there documentation of how the money was brought in terms of the investment, how they brought the money into the country, whether through...
To respond to that, when I say there is, that was part of the condition of the agreement. Whether the money came through or not, that's probably what we can ask, but he did respond to that fact that it was part of the agreement. So there is something in black and white. Am I correct?
Yes. Mr. Chair.
Honorable Majai.
Mr. Basa Chairman, indoda kunzwisisa pavati zvavakasangana na former president pamwe chete na Minister Mpofu vachitaurwa nenyaya dze10 million bribe. Mangwana acho ndobva wazosungwa nemapurisa. Ndoda kunzwisisa kuti chinangwa chemapurisa mukusunga pawo mhosva yaiva yei, handina kupanzwisisa ipapo kuti mhosva yakabva papi, nekuti president vanga vati hura hudiwa 10 million must not be paid, saka kuzosungwa kwakabva papi?
Mubvunzo wakanaka ndichada kuti ndichi kana tapedza, if we are all done with point of clarities committee, we now go straight into the questions. Are we done with issues that you might want to have an understanding before we ask questions?
when he mentioned the diamonds that in terms of quantity, were these alluvial diamonds or kimberlite diamonds?
To respond to that, I think if you could respond, Mr. Kurotwi.
Right, I will start with what the Honorable have asked it, whether the diamonds were graded. During that time, 20% of the production were clean gem stuff. They were very good diamonds. So we had 3 grades then. We had 3 grades. We had gem, which was 20% of the production. We had near gem. Then we had the other grades, bot and other grades. So 20% of the production then were, as I said, they were very clean stones, which were fetching very high price then. Even our near gem were also very good because you could recover from polishing. You could actually recover very good quality from the near gem. Even the low grade, some of them had also some good stones inside. That was the nature of our stones. Our stones, sorry. So we knew that whatever we produce, 20% was clean stuff.
I think for the benefit of us, myself too, I think members of Parliament would like to understand what is a gem, what is in terms of, and what is the average price of a gem.
Diamonds fetch more when it does not have any impurity inside the stone. Any stone which is clean, which does not have any impurity, is what we call a gem, and that stone fetches more. Any diamond which has got some impurity inside is a near gem. Then we also have another grade which they call bot. Those ones are the ones which are used for industrial purposes. You know, they grind and use for tooling and other uses. So the gem are the ones which are used for jewelry. You know, when you cut it will be sparkling and it looks, you know, attractive when you put it on the ring. That's what we call a gem, and those ones do fetch a lot of money. So 20% of the production were those good stones.
So 20% were gems, and then the ones with impurity, what was the percentage? If you could just break it down.
He says 20% was gem, but he is not mentioning gem ranges between what price range and what price range.
I think it's important.
So I only wanted the clarity of what was the price range then.
I think in responding to that, I think the price issue is what is key, that the gem range from this price.
Okay, price. Thank you, Mr. Chair. The gem then was ranging from $250 to $300 per carat. Then other grades were also lower. Some were 100. The cheapest ones were from 20, 50, depending on how good it is. Because the problem with diamonds is each stone has got its own characteristics and it has got its own value. So you need to see the stone so that you can give a value. But what I know is the clean stones, that was the range it was ranging.
So I think we are done with matters of clarity. I'll ask a question and then I'll open it up to other members to also ask questions.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, there was this question which was asked by the Honorable Mosha and Mosha.
You might as well respond to what your charge was. Yeah, Honorable Majaya.
Mosha yandai pumirwa tabva kuno patakaenda ku meeting ne vaimbo vamutungamiri wenyika. vaimbova minister wemines vakazondipomera mhosva yekuti ini ndakavanyepera kuti paiva neimwe kambani yaiuya muzimbabwe ichida kuchera madiamonds asi yaida kuuya nemari inoita mabhiriyoni 2. Iyi mhosva panga pasina mhosva. Nyaya yanga iripo ndeyekuti ini nevaimbova minista takanga tisina kuwirirana pamari yavakange vachida yechioko muhomwe yaiita iyo 10 million. Mari yavaida vachiti takubatsirai kuti muwane mukana wokuchera muchiyadzo. Saka zvavakaita ndezvokuti vakatanga kunomang'ara serious fraud squad. Ini vanhu vakanditora vanga vari ve serious fraud squad. Ndatorwa ndanotaura navo ndichitaura zvazviripo. Pakanetsa kuti ve serious fraud squad kuti vaone fraud yacho kuti yanga iri papi. Zvakavanetsa. Inini vandivharira uko ndobva vadzokera kune vanga vandimhangarira kuti nyaya munotaura yekuti munhu wakaita fraud, isusu fraud yacho hatiioni. Vaya vashayiwa nyaya ve serious fraud squad. Nyaya yakazo uyu waimbova mukuru wezvekucherwa vaMpofu vakazotaura neaiva mukuru we-mineral unit imwe bazi ramapurisa, ndiye akazoita kuti inini vandisunge vachindipomera mhosva iyo kuti ndakanyepera minista kuti pane kambani yaifana kuuya pinza mari anoita mabhiriyoni 2. Saka zvaita saizvozvo vakazosevenzesa gweta ravo rainzi Farai Mtamangira rainga riri raminista, ndo rakazokumbirwa kuti ritsvake mhosva. Saka vakangoverengawo bepa ranga ririmo ndobva vangoti tatowana mhosva, munhu une mhosva yekuti wakakunyeperai kuti nyika maifana kuya 2 billion. Nyaya iyo ndiyo yakanetsa ikagara mumatare kwemakore anopfuura 3 manomwe.
Yes, supplementary, Honorable Majani.
Sorry. Mukuru wacho wemapurisa akazoita kuti musungwa hamuna kumudura zita rake.
Wainzi Pondo. Anga ari senior assistant commissioner Pondo. Ko zvino ndionzwa sokuti wava kuZaki ku Zimbabwean corruption. Ndiye akazoita nyaya yacho iyi.
Honorable Chirisa.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairperson. My supplementary question is to Mr. Kurotwi. Can we then say the confiscated assets, your assets were linked to this arrest and this framing and so forth, or it was a different matter altogether?
Thank you, Honorable. According to the former minister's letter, he wrote a letter instructing ZimdiTv then that they...
Sorry, next time you refer to the former minister, say his name. There have been many former ministers of mines.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The former minister, Mpofu, he wrote a letter to ZimdiTv instructing them to stop giving us our dividend, and also those who were not arrested, my partners, were actually instructed to leave the country by Goodwill's Masimirembwa.
Who is Goodwill's Masimirembwa? Who was he?
Goodwill's Masimirembwa was chairman for ZimdiTv then. The board chairperson, yes. And he's the one, together with the Farai Mtamangira, who were instructed to investigate us And they are the people who actually found out that I misrepresented to the minister, hence my arrest.
Is it
Another supplementary.
okay? Come through.
Chair.
Yeah. To also bring him before and ask him that question in view of the fact of getting Mr. Kurotwi to report to you that your minister Mpofu was asking for a bribe. What did you do? I think it's for the former president to answer. It's quite inviting. So I think. Yes, I think members have got the power to ask anybody to appear before us, and it only makes logical sense that he does respond to it.
Chairman.
Honorable Ndebele, you had the question that you were going to ask. I said I'll come back to you. Let me start with you on that one, and then I'll come to Honorable Chidakwa. Thank you.
I think it comes in at this particular time to find out what attempts you made to reclaim your equipment, and then also a point of clarity. Mtamangira and company sent to investigate you, and in turn you are also asked to pay their fee. I'm just wondering how this comes about, if you may clarify.
Thank you, Honorable.
A follow-up on that, who's Mtamangira? Is he a law enforcement agent? Is he part of the Attorney General's office? Who is he?
Father Mtamangira is a private attorney, a private lawyer, who was used by the former minister, Obet Mpofu.
A private lawyer
Yes.
was tasked to investigate.
Yes.
Yet the state has got the police and the prosecutor general's office to do that.
That's really boggles the mind, because that's exactly what happened. I was investigated by Father Mtamangira together with the good Wills Masimirembwa, who was the chairman of ZMDC then.
And there's a question of that you were asked to also pay 300,000. Maybe the question to you is, there were 3 diamond companies that were asked to pay Farai Mtamangira 300,000, and you were one of the companies. What was that 300,000 for?
Right. I was not part of the companies which were supposed to pay Farai Mtamangira. The minister wrote a letter to ZMDC chair and ZMDC and the MMCZ general manager. The third one was for Marangi Resource. So the 3 of them were instructed to pay Farai Mtamangira 200,000 each. But to our surprise, on the same letter which came from the former minister Obet Mpofu, Goodwills Masimirembwa, who was the former chairman, wrote in his handwriting that ZMGC to pay were instructed to pay 200, MMCZ 200, Canada minus 300. It was 300 Canada minus 150 for ZMDC and the MMCZ. So we challenged that, and we wanted reasons why we are paying Farai Mtamangira. That's why we had to report the matter, and the matter we didn't get joy from the police. Our question was, we have never engaged Farai Mtamangira, and the letter from the former minister was very clear that money was supposed to come from 3 companies, which are state-owned companies. But unfortunately, instead of Marangi Resource paying Farai Mtamangira for whatever services, which we don't know why they were paying Farai Mtamangira, we were made to pay that money. And in our report, we also asked for the police to check whether ZMDC or Marangi did not also pay from their side, as we were made to pay half of what was supposed to be paid by 3 companies.
You actually paid the money?
The money was paid into Farai Mtamangira's account.
Into?
Farai Mtamangira's account.
Did you get a receipt?
We have got the bank statements to prove that.
But did you get a receipt?
No, we did not get anything. The money was just transferred from Canada into Farai Mtamangira's account.
Did your board really sanction this transaction?
That's a follow-up from Honorable Mlilo Ndebele. Sorry, what's the question, Honorable Ndebele?
They paid, then someone who sat on the board really sanctioned this, so they must have been privy to the goings on. Did they really allow for this payment?
No one sanctioned any payment. The biggest challenge we had, the way things were managed, was very difficult because everything was coming from the former minister, Mpofu, and he could just bulldoze his way. As I'm saying, from this transaction, instruction was very clear, but this good wills Masimirembwa just instructed money to be transferred from Canada into Farai Mtamangira. We advised even the minister that this is what had happened. He did not take action. That's why we had to report it to the police, which also police did not take any action.
What I want to find out, what was the purpose of that money? We are coming to you. I think members, let's be patient with this issue. I would like to understand what the purpose of the money was.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Personally, I also don't know. As I said, we have never engaged the services of that lawyer, Farai Mtamangira. I also don't know. That's the reason why we had to report this matter.
Is it a follow-up on this or new questions? Then indicate it is a follow-up, members. Okay, Honorable Brown.
Thank you, Chair. He's saying there were...
During that time, we were board members. Board members, we don't run company. We had management which was running the company. The minister, as I have said, wrote a letter instructing 3 entities, ZMDC, MMCZ, and the Marange Resource, to pay 200 each.
So this letter, sorry for clarity, was written to the board or directly to the companies?
It was written to the board chairperson.
So the minister
wrote
to the board?
To the board, yes.
Okay.
On the same letter, Goodwills Masimirembwa, who was chairman of ZMDC, is the one who now wrote another instruction. That letter is there, using his own writing, handwriting, splitting now.
Sorry, I have to ask, was it on a letterhead?
From the
letter that he wrote to you using his own handwriting, was it on a letterhead?
No, he wrote on the same letter from the minister.
Okay.
From the minister. That's when he did another split where he said Canada Humanas 300,000, ZMDC 150, MMCZ 150 to make it 600 instead of 222 as per the instruction from the minister. As I said, the board, it's not us who were managing the business, it was management. Now, management was now instructed to pay using the same letter from the minister, but now endorsed by the ZMDC chair. So they transferred the money. When we saw it, that's when we queried, asking why did you pay this money? We have never engaged the services of Mtamangira. That's why we came in and we did not get joined until we reported the matter to the police.
So that's a point of clarity. Honorable Mnengami does put things into perspective. Are we still any follow-ups on this?
My questions have not been